Game. Boy, a lot of highlights, but I wanted to ask you first about your last touchdown run. 30-yarder. Looked like two guys were going to have you in the backfield. You went all the way across the field. Guide us through that whole play.
That's like some playing football back in the lot type stuff, that kind of run. I rolled out one way, just split a couple defenders back the other way, and once I saw a lot of green, I figured at least get in some decent field goal range if I could get us down there, and he could kick one into the wind closer. But then a few guys peeling back made some really nice blocks. Lanes sticks out. He made a really nice block on that play and opened it up.
6 plays into the game, you guys had scored 3 touchdowns. You got off to a 14-0 start before they'd even run 4 or 5 plays offensively. Could you imagine much of a better beginning to the game?
No, definitely not at all. That turnover was huge after we had already scored, and momentum was all in our favor, and it just kind of kept going from there.
Well, you had the big highlight on that 30-yard run, but you also had a 50-yard run right before where a guy was able to track you down, I guess. But hey, take us through that run too.
Yeah, we ran Burks's he put in a pistol this week, and we ran an option out of it, and the option just kind of opened up and shot the gap and made it quite a ways down there, and got caught from behind a little bit. Got to work on the breakaway speed, but. Yeah, it was. The play call was really, really good. Burks did his homework.
Passing's always been a big part of your game. Running has become more so this year. How? Why?
I think it's just really nice to have another element to, like last year. I didn't have near as many rushes as this year, and I think Burks in the off season just kind of looked at it, and to be able to run the ball with your quarterback and have an extra defender or blocker in Nolan out there like on those sweeps, it just helps us in the numbers game, and it's just another element to our offense.
A couple of passing touchdowns for you as well tonight. Both went to lane loss, and you guys haven't hooked up a ton this year, but most of the times when you do, it goes for a touchdown.
Lane never quit running his routes hard. Some nights when he wasn't getting the ball as much, he probably could have sulked about it and got down, but he practices hard every day. That guy's got a motor, and he's always running. And I think to be able to get Lane some touchdowns tonight, that's huge for him.
Tell us about the pick 6 you had.
Nolan was playing really good defense, and I think Nolan might have had at least a deflection on it if I wasn't there. And my guy had a route that was like a 4 on it, and he had slipped, and I just kind of backed up on it and undercut it and had some really good blocks ahead of me running down the field into the end zone.
So you've had, I think the count was like 87 offensive touchdowns now in your career, and I know I've seen at least firsthand a couple of defensive touchdowns. Can you think of one maybe in your career that's been your favorite or the biggest highlight?
Oh, I watched one today, back from when we played 11-man, and it was like a Hail Mary at the end of the half. I hooked up with Mitchell Nelson on a bomb, and that one sticks out. That was one of my favorite ones. It was a long time ago, but it was like 50 yards. It's still one of my favorite plays.
Is that against Griswold, maybe?
It was against Logan.
Logan Magnon, okay.
I think it tied it up at the half. It was big.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that play. Hey, so we talked with Dustin about watching film, and it sounds like you watch some of your own film as well as opponents.
Oh, yeah.
Does it help you to critique your own performance just as much as it does to prepare for other people?
Oh, for sure. No matter what, coaches are going to have a list of things that we need to work on, even with a 59-0, I don't remember the score tonight. They're going to have a bunch of ways to critique us, and that's good. Whenever someone's being lazy or something, they'll point it out, and I think that's really, really motivated us to every play. Just focus on your job, and don't be lazy, and just do what you got to do.
They're a good team, and they had a chance to get to the playoffs if they could have beat you guys tonight, but it just seemed that you guys had a real special energy and fire early. Where does that come from, and how important was it, and how big of a difference was that?
We've been preaching all season, really. We've had three runner-ups. Freshman, sophomore, junior year for me. And us seniors didn't want to go out on another runners-up note. Like, even if we lost, we still could have the 1 seed, but you don't want to stumble into playoffs like that. This game was huge to us, and we wanted to roll into the playoffs and not have a stumble in. This was big.
You think there'll be some nerves here next week when a lot is on the line and you host a postseason game?
I think there'll be a little bit, but I think for the most part we have a pretty veteran bunch that's played in a lot of games and a handful of playoff games, and I think that we'll be able to handle it well. And we know we're on a mission, and we're not going to stop.
Coach Burks talked to us in the pregame about you kind of at times needing to channel or rein in your competitiveness. Is that something, I guess, tell us what you kind of have to experience and work with there?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a pretty fiery guy, and it's mostly to myself. I hold myself to a higher standard, and sometimes it's a little much, and he knows that. And at the end of the day, though, he knows that I just want to win, just like as much as the next guy. And I thought I've done a better job this year of channeling it.
So 6 straight playoff appearances now, and now you guys are 9-0. I think you guys maybe hadn't been born yet, or maybe were in diapers the last time Audubon had been to the playoffs before you became middle schoolers. Could you have imagined this much success here recently?
No, I mean it's huge. We knew that there was a lot of talent coming up years ago, and when Coach K and Coach Burks took over, they were motivated, and they've really got the best out of the athletes that they've got, and they've got something really going right now.
Tyler Riebhoff,